The investigators are off on an adventure into the wilderness surrounding Cannich. They're on the hunt for the people that have taken a baby. And on the way they're going to go and check out a dig site. What will they uncover? Will it be treasure? Or will it be terrible peril? Introduce yourselves,
I think it's probably treasure.
It could be both, though.
We're looking for a baby?
Yes.
Oh.
Introduce yourselves in no particular order.
I'm the baby. My name's Kleika, and I play Martin Schmidt.
I'm the baby's mother. I'm playing Violet Carter.
I'm Samus Aran, and I'm playing Daniel Grant.
Nice.
And what about you?
I am Stravinsky. I'm playing Enrique Joren, the inventor of the cha-cha-cha. I killed him.
You know, that's close enough.
Thank you.
Does anyone want a summary as to what happened last time?
Yes.
So, last time, you finished investigating the house of the man you were sent to find after you'd found his body, and your search ultimately culminated in discovering a large metal locked box that you didn't find a key for, that you brought back to the inn that you're staying in. And you, among your various things and conversations, you ultimately discovered that there were people who worked on the dig site of Hancock's that were in town. So you hired one of them, or basically convinced one of them, to bring you there. Specifically, you convinced someone called Angus MacNair. And on your way to get various supplies, you stumbled into Rab MacRae and his wife Elizabeth MacRae, who were talking about the fact that little people had kidnapped his baby. And you'd agreed to help him, because the place they wanted to search was a little past the dig site that you're already going to. You bought various things like ropes and a net and kitchen weights so that you could weigh down the net, and you had pretty much set off. There is one thing I do want to ask before we go on, and that is what is left in your room at the pub? Namely, where are you...
I think we left the bed in there.
Where are you keeping the box, is what I'm asking.
Which box?
The big metal
enough,
box.
How big is it?
It was pretty large and heavy, was the main thing.
I would assume it's hidden away in Stravinsky's sidecar on his moped.
Okay, you hid it on the sidecar. Okay.
Remember, he has conceal, in case rolling is to be made.
In that case, I shall do some rolling.
Tie them.
Okay.
Rawhide.
Okay, I just wanted to know where you had kept it. So, you've set off into the countryside at large. It's not too far to get to where you want to go. You are told that it is about, let's see how many miles. So Cannich is there, and you want to go to there. It's going to be about 7 miles to get there. It's fairly hilly, but not especially forested in this area.
Altitude-wise, how high are these lands?
Not high enough that it was going to cause you any discomfort. There are some very high areas, but you're not heading to those. There are some very high hills. You're not going to them. You're going
Scottish
to
Highland, then.
You're in the Highlands, but you're not super high up. You're going to an area that is very close to Loch Mulladock, which is on the map that you have. It's in the northern part of Loch Mulladock. It's pretty nice weather for it. Pretty nice weather for a walk. You are told as you're going by the person guiding you,
That's the guy that's... Didn't we have 2 people with us?
You have 3 people with you, actually. There's one person guiding you to the dig site, and there are the MacRaes who are also going with you. Angus MacNair informs you that you'll be passing by a lodge on the journey there, and that is the lodge of Ian MacDonald. It's called the Kose Lodge. It's he's got a very large farm there. He's an authority on Glen Cannich. Basically the area. He knows quite a lot of stuff. But he doesn't think there's any particular reason to stop unless you really want to.
Well, I mean, we're off to find the little people. That cannot wait, can it?
Well, the MacRae certainly want to get there quite quickly. He's armed with
So does Stravinsky.
he's armed with his shotgun.
I'm convinced at the urgency of finding this child,
Okay, so you're going to keep travelling.
if men agree.
Yeah, I'm game.
Yeah, any disagreement? No?
I'm not even there, am I?
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not.
You're all going.
I thought we're looking for the little people.
Yeah, it's on the way. The dig site's
Oh.
on the way.
Just rescue
Oh.
someone's child.
You're going
on
to the dig
way
site,
to a
and then
hole.
you're going to where MacRae wants to go.
Nice.
Okay, I want to catch a little person in a net, so...
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Violet?
I probably want to go straight to the dig site itself so I can investigate
Okay,
like
so
runes and shit.
you're not
If there's
stopping at the
runes. I like
you're not
runes.
stopping at the
Not
lodge. Fair
feeling,
enough.
not feeling maternal for these children that have run away.
As you're walking, occasionally you get the feeling that you're being followed, but it's a utterly farcical feeling because there are no trees or anything blocking the view around you for quite a distance, and when you glance back or to the side where you think you're being watched, there's nothing there. There can't be anything there, can there? Can there?
No,
Yes.
Must have been the rustling of the wind.
just the wind.
Just the wind. The weather holds as you keep walking. Angus regales you with various stories about things that happen in Cannich. They're exceptionally humdrum and tedious. Cannich, you are gathering very quickly, is not a hive of like sensational activity. It's very quiet.
Poor Cannich.
One name does come up though. Angus mentions a person called Mishantrain.
Any relation to Misanthrope?
No,
In relation to Mish and Impossibly.
nope. She came to Cannich recently. Claims she's a cousin of McBain. I don't see the connection. I don't see the familiarity in such a way, but she's a nice enough lady. Turns heads whenever she goes in the village. Definitely catches
Would you
people's
just-
eye.
Would you describe her as a maiden?
I'd describe her as very pleasant and charming, personally. Not really spoken to her that much. She really doesn't stay in Cannich very much. Stays with McBain. He's got a lodge. So I'll point out where the direction of it when we get there, if we get there. It's past the dig site. Really odd fellow. Doesn't come into the village very often.
Why not?
No, don't really talk to him much. As I said, odd fellow, keeps to himself. He's entitled to his business.
What does he do for a living?
I think he just lives off the land, really. Bit of foraging, bit of hunting.
I see. Must be a hard life.
Oh, probably. I mean, he's not young, that's for sure. He must be going on 70, 75.
Maybe he catches little people and has them work for him.
Well, if you find him, you can ask him.
Oh, that's what I'm planning on doing.
Eventually, takes you a number of quite a while because you're traveling 6 or 7 miles. Eventually, you get to the dig site. You can consult the map I've given you. It's the second picture. You are emerging from the bottom area by the L. This area is vastly excavated and sports huge piles of rubble. And there is a campsite near the waters of the loch. There are the remnants of very old buildings here, and the signs of what looks like activity in the last couple of weeks. If anybody has a archaeology skill, they are welcome to roll it here. And I believe Violet has quite a lot of
I was
archaeology.
about to say, does
I'm
anybody
good at
have
archaeology.
She has 76% archaeology.
archaeology? Come on.
Fuck me.
All right. 52.
Okay, this At first glance, when you see the arrangement of what's left of these buildings, it has a lot of signs of Roman architecture, but not everything is quite as it seems. There's something odd about the buildings and the purpose of this place. It doesn't have the general layout of a military outpost that was typical of the Romans. And considering the fact of where it is, it's very unusual, because they weren't typically this far north.
Yeah, it would have had to be some pretty accelerated Romans who got up there.
Well,
So what do I conclude? What do I conclude from that, other than it's odd?
there are a few odd room places here. The main thing you're looking at, if you look at the map, you know the big building there with there's a building on the east side with E, F, G, and H.
Oh fuck! I gotta
The
put this
north-
on the stream.
The north part of that seems a bit odd. E and F seems very strange. Well, this is it. We spent a while excavating this place, coming up with all sorts of finds. The rubble's all the stuff that we excavated out to make way for all of this. I mean, you're welcome to have a look. I mean, Hancock's not here to stop you. But I'm
Do
not
any
sure.
of us have geology?
Do any of you have
Do any of us have
geology?
geology? I feel like Rupert used to have
no.
geology.
I'm
do not.
dirty.
Uh,
don't
no, none of you have
Nope, I do
geology.
not.
Nope.
But you can roll on geology. Geology is a... Let me find the skill for you. Geology is a... Previous page. It's a 1% skill. You are welcome to roll if you like. If anybody gets a 1, it'll be interesting.
Do me,
Sure, let's
Kiko.
go.
I'm
Roll
gonna
for
see
me,
if I have
Kiko.
enough hits.
Roll me.
Ooh, that was close, but not a 1.
Aw.
That was a 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
You don't have to roll if you don't want to.
I rolled 20.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a 1 skill, so... Nobody got a 1, I take it?
No.
Uh,
I
Well-
got a one.
well... What way do you want to explore? Clockwise, anti-clockwise? Any buildings that take your fancy?
Well, Strabinsky will have a look at footprints around the area and soft stuff
Ah,
for little people footprints.
alright.
I believe I've done this enough to have tracking at this point, at least a
Well,
little bit.
It doesn't
Women
take you
had.
long to realise that weather has pretty much eliminated any chance of you finding footprints in the area. If there were footprints, they've been washed away by rain, and there's nothing...
Look, old man, there are footprints right here from the direction we came from.
What about little hairs or little paths that small animals
Could I
or
u- could I use
tiny
history?
people could walk?
I've got
What?
45 history. Could I try a history roll?
You could try history if you like.
Yeah, I'll try history. 31.
Now that you're thinking about it, the size of the building with the E and F that you thought was a little bit strange, do you think that might be a religious site or a temple? But you wonder what kind of temple that would be, because it doesn't have any of the signs of any of the gods that you know that the Romans worshipped. But then again, it is a ruin, so it's a bit hard to determine. But you think it might be a temple area. But as you can see where you're at L, there's rubble up to your north. There's a building up to your northwest, and there's also a building a little bit to the east and north, and then the rest of the buildings are all further north. So indicate to a letter, and you can travel there and look. It's not a big site. The map is keyed to feet rather than miles. If you're curious, the MacRaes are impatient, but they are waiting, because after
What does
all...
sorry, what does our architect say? Because Roman stuff generally lasted, so it being ruins, something must have happened.
Yeah,
To be in the state it's in.
yeah,
We have an architect, don't we? Don't we?
you have... Yes, I mean, Schmidt, do you want to roll archaeology on that?
Architecture.
Archaeology.
Architecture, sorry. Yeah.
Yes,
Archaeology
please.
texture.
Yeah, this stuff has been, you looking at it, this stuff has been destroyed. This stuff hasn't eroded over time. This stuff has actually been destroyed by something. This has actively been...
But I don't know what.
You don't know
But
what, but it was destroyed rather than eroded by time.
Can I do a spot hidden? And
Yes.
See if there's something. Because
Do
you
we
know
ever
I'm
stop
spot
doing
hidden
that?
man.
Yeah.
I basically walk around with a microscope
Well,
on my eyes.
Well,
That's how good I am.
at the moment you're just looking in this general area and a little bit around because this site does require you to go to different spots rather than spot hidden an entire area with one roll.
Right.
You think that at spot K there might be a significant pile of stuff that you could look at, but that's the only thing you can see from this distance.
What's
In
the
spot K,
destruction
okay.
like?
Hmm?
Like, is it evenly leveled? As
Relatively.
in, so this is someone that made sure that this thing was torn down. It was not something that happened during a battle and just
Yeah, this is systematic destruction.
someone took care to make sure that this thing was binned.
It looks like it.
Nice.
So, are there any letters that you want to go to? You're currently at L.
I'm at L. I thought
You're all at
okay.
L. That's where you arrived from.
I'll head over to K because that's pretty close.
Anyone else going to K?
Sure.
K.
Okay. You walk over to K.
No, just K.
This looks to be the remnants of a fortified tower. There's a pile of...
Fortified tower.
Yeah. From when you
Okay.
get close to it, you think it's a fortified tower. There's a large amount of rubble to the north that you spot, Schmidt, pretty quickly. There are some remains left in there. Very old remains.
Wait, human remains.
Der Alte.
Yes, you
Herr Alte, Harry, fahr den Wagen vor.
you think well, it's pretty apparent that they're like remains from the dig site. They're very old looking, like bits of bone. They're very old bone.
Wait,
So,
why do people die at a dig site in a tower?
What they dug them up.
They dug them
Right.
up.
That's what I
Oh,
mean.
The rubble is stuff that has been dug up. And
Okay,
moved.
okay, got
But
it.
did they just leave what they dug up? Or is
Well,
there
you can
art
have a
over it?
look
Is
if
there-
you like. It wouldn't be hard for you to move the
Sure.
rubble and see what's there.
Well, it's more if the dig site's been abandoned, because if you unearth corpses, you generally put them somewhere that they're not out in the rain.
Well,
But,
something's happened
yeah.
clearly. You
Oh,
can
they've
have it.
been
You can
buggered.
move the rubble and have a look, if you like.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
Doesn't take long to move some of the rubble. The first skeleton you uncover, or what's there of it, it looks pretty human. The second one, there's something odd about it. Doesn't seem right. Anybody can roll me a medicine roll if they like, on the skeleton,
It's a
if they're
pit.
looking.
Oh, if only we had a man with lots of medicines.
I didn't go over with you, so you can call me over, I guess.
God damn it! Yo, medicine man, come over here. We need you to look at the skeleton.
45.
This is not a human.
What?
Wait, you need medicine to tell that?
Yes. At the moment, you think to yourself, is this just somebody who's suffered from heavy deformities? And then you look at the shape of the skull and the ribs and the hands, and you're like, this is not a human skeleton.
Any sort of shape we'd recognize. A ghoul,
You
something,
think-
a hunch, like a.
Roll
lurchy
me a
thing.
mythos roll, Doctor.
Roll me my mythos.
88.
Roll him. Sorry.
88. Stravinsky. Anybody else want to roll mythos?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, wow. Schmidt, you know what this is.
Of course I do.
You rolled a 4. Well done.
Why do you think I'm here?
You looked at this and go, you see that there are a lot more traits shared with a reptilian form than a human one. The shape of the head, the claw-like hands. You think there are bones where a tail would be. You think this is if not a humanoid reptile, but some kind of hybrid.
Lizard people. I knew it.
What sort of brickwork is the rubble?
Pretty stone from the area. It's stone from
Did
the
you-
area. Well worked.
Did
so
you
just-
really just go from we just found proof that lizard people exist to what kind of stone is this?
You gotta appreciate what's there.
I'm the architect. I need
It could
to
be hand-hewn, Kleiker.
appreciate-
Hand-hewn,
True,
foot-trodden floors.
True, you're right. It could be like
Yeah.
mythical
All in all, you
space
think
metal.
there are about 4, 5 skeletons here. 3 of them look to be humans, and the other 2 do not.
Has this been moved from somewhere else where they dug it up, or is
You
this...
don't know where it's been moved from, but this is something that was moved from its original location.
Okay, so it's the lizard dude. We don't know if it died with the other guys in the battle.
You
Or
don't
something.
know.
It's been moved from some. Okay.
This is all at point K, correct?
This is all at K, and the rubble just immediately next to it.
Where's guy who lost his kid?
They're currently at L.
Okay, Stravinsky would like to go and inquire him whether or not there's any fish in the log. Just
Fish?
chat.
Yeah, there's fish. Pretty good.
Does anyone have biology?
Does anyone have biology?
I think I do. Yeah, I do.
What are we rolling biology for? You have 53% biology, yes.
Yeah.
What do you wish to roll it for?
I don't know. I was waiting for
Violet, what are we rolling biology for?
Luke just shouts into the room, anybody know biology?
I don't have biology, but I can give it a go. All right.
It is a
no, it's
1% skill.
rolling it?
Why are we rolling biology?
For the skeleton.
What?
I thought that was medicine.
That was no, that was mythos.
Medicine, then mythos. You had to first
Now
identify
biology?
that there was something wrong, but
Well, I was thinking biology because it would tell you something different from medicine.
you could do, but it's a 1%
I mean, we
skill.
already know it's a lizard person.
All right. In that case, I'll go mythos. Let's see how it goes. 11. There we go.
Yeah, you come to the same conclusion that Schmidt came up to, that this is either a reptilian humanoid or a hybrid of some kind.
It's like Schmidt goes, by the way, this is a lizard person, clearly. And then like 5 minutes later, Violet just shouts out, it's a lizard person!
Always good to get a second opinion.
It's only crab.
So what do I conclude?
You concluded that, as Schmidt did, that this is either a reptilian humanoid or a hybrid.
But I mean,
reptilian.
what's the mythos implication of that?
That possibly in your mind, in your readings, you've heard of intelligent reptilians that may or have existed in the past, or may still exist, whose intelligence rivals that of man.
Do I have any idea what kind of historical period? Like, does this coincide with the Romans?
In theory, they never left, so they could have been around then. In fact, as far as you believe, they predated humanity.
Predator.
So they were around before humans.
Okay, cool.
Wait, is that how old this
Can I,
dig
can
site
I
is?
roll a cult for the temple?
You'll have to go into it to do that.
But wait, sorry, what did you say?
You'll have to actually go into the temple to do a decent occult roll.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to go in there.
Well, there are a few other places in the way. There's H and G, and there's also that you can go through on the way.
Describe him.
Well, if you want to go in, I can describe them to you.
Picture it to us.
Are you going in?
Tour. IGN.
Yeah, I'm going in.
Who else is going in? Who isn't is probably a better question.
I go.
I'm
I
not
go.
going in.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so you're going into H, which is just to the north. This looks like the remnants of an eating hall. There is little artifacts-wise in here, though. There's like the remnants of a table, but there's no ancient utensils or cooking or serving equipment. It's just the shape of it and where it is. You think it's an eating hall. There's nothing interesting in here that you can see.
I like to move over to J and I, by the way.
You're going to go to J and I, right. Okay, so while everyone else goes to G, you're going to I. We will do G first, because they're going to get to G before you get to I. You move into the next area. This looks a little bit more like a place you'd sleep. It's got the remnants of an ancient bed and tattered things hanging on the walls. You believe, Violet, that this would be where the priest of the temple would would reside and live. This would be
Can I roll occult now?
Yes, you can.
All right, let's do it. 42.
This is for no Roman god that you recognize. This is actually for no occult god you recognize. There's something odd about this place.
So, dinner hall, priest room, then temple. So worshippers would go in to E from the outside, but the priest would have access to the Nibbly hall before his quarters, and then
Correct.
some sort of ritual nom nom.
Kind of. You're
Maybe?
going into E. Schmidt gets to I. Schmidt, this looks to be the remnants of a storehouse.
Okay.
There's a huge...
idea of what was
There's a pile of rubble.
Okay.
Do you want to look at the rubble in any detail, or...
I mean,
I'll definitely look at the
you
rubble.
know me. I keep my head spot hidden
He's
on
the only one
swivel.
there, Violet. You all went to G, and he went to I.
I keep that spot hidden on 24/7.
All right, you're doing that. While you're searching the rubble, they're going to go to E. Because it's
Okay.
going to be it's a big pile of rubble. This is definitely the remnants of a temple room. This area looks like it's been thoroughly gone over. Angus interjects at this point because he's been pretty silent. And goes, "Oh, this room Hancock was really interested in. When he got to this room and excavated it, he got into almost a frenzy of glee, I think the word would be. He was excited like a schoolboy. Dug all sorts
Okay.
of stuff up. Couldn't move that though. He points into the corner at a large sphinx-like statue with a blank oval for a face. Mythos rolls for anyone in the room.
Do me.
It's in the room? Everyone?
He's pointing
Aside
to,
from Klecker.
except for Schmidt. Yeah, anybody who's looking at it can roll.
Do me, Kiko.
I already done
92.
92.
You already done me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Violet.
Luke, roll.
I'm rolling. 30.
You recognize this. This is one of the 1,000 forms of Nyarlathotep,
It's the boy.
which identifies this room, at least, as a temple dedicated to that entity, which explains what you found so very strange about this place to begin with. These Romans perhaps were not worshipping the traditional pantheon. There's another room further in, past it. Angus admits
Okay.
that he never went into that room. He helped to excavate this one with the MacRae brothers, a name you've not heard of yet.
What's
The
Macquarie
Macquarie
brothers. Macquarie.
The
What's the
Macquarie.
statue like before we move around?
It
away from
is
it?
it's large sphinx-like statue with a blank oval.
What kind of stone is it?
Same kind of
what-
stone as the rest of the buildings.
What state's it in?
Very good condition actually, but it's very big.
Someone chipped this out of stone here.
Hmm?
Hmm.
Do you want to
Fine.
move to F?
Why not?
Did,
Yes.
did I find anything in the rubble
I
yet?
will tell you in a moment.
Oh, okay.
As they move to F, you finish your excavations.
Nice.
You find there is a skeleton of a very well preserved skeleton in his armor of a Roman soldier.
Huh.
Under the
Oh.
Roman soldier is a large portion of a golden disc.
I take the golden disc.
You recognize this from the things that you've been shown previously. If you're not mistaken, this might be a piece of the relay disc.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And this
I,
thing is heavy.
Oh, I cannot take it?
You can take it, but it's going to be a bit of an effort to move it.
Okay.
Let's go.
How big
Don't
is
fuck
it?
it up.
I will find out for you. So you guess from the portion of this disc that the disc in total is a foot in diameter and an inch thick.
How big is it?
So this is 1 inch thick
Okay.
and 6 inches to the from the curve to the point,
Okay.
So it's pretty heavy.
Can I hit it with the old occult?
It's 100 pounds.
I mean, I still have no idea how big it is, but I guess I
Uh,
understand.
Well, if you put the whole disc together, you guess it's an inch thick and a foot in diameter.
Whose foot?
Measurement, as in
Yes,
1 foot long.
I understand. I am also from Germany, so this means nothing, and it's gobbledygook
12
to me.
inches.
It's also
Fuck's
That's
sake,
like
man.
that's 30
How many
centimeters, roughly.
cubic-
I get it. Yeah, yeah.
It is 100 pounds.
Okay,
Oh,
that is very heavy. I want to call like out that I found something golden and very heavy.
Oh,
and I
good,
need
because
help
as
moving
you
it.
do that, you notice that there is something very, very wrong.
Okay.
There is movement from that part of rubble that you were examining going into the building that your friends are in.
Wait,
What?
what?
The rubble is moving?
Not the
We're fighting a
rubble.
golem?
Not the rubble. Not the rubble.
Wait. How is there movement from the rubble to the building? What does that mean?
I would like you to roll me a sanity check, please.
What for me?
Yes, please.
Well, you do my rolls.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, you failed.
Nice.
You lose 2 points of sanity.
That's all right. I can spare that.
You lose 2 points of sanity, going down to 38, as you
Yep.
see what looks like the tail end of a group of walking skeletons entering
Wait.
into the building.
Wait. How did I not? What? Did they just like teleport out of the rubble there, or
They-
what?
I think they sort of.
Well,
did
you
the skeleton
excavated
work.
them, and they sort of just, from what it looks like, they just picked themselves up and have entered into the building.
Okay.
Self-motivated.
Those are
They have
fucking
they have
skeletons.
grabbed what seems to be the remnants of weapons that you did not uncover.
Okay.
So you are
I shout very loud to warn everybody. Skeleton warriors!
Alright, I'd like everyone to roll me a listen check, please.
Do me.
Ooh, you definitely heard it.
64.
64 was that?
Yeah.
64, you
Wait, I just realized I have my window open.
didn't hear it. Violet?
27. But I
You
don't think
did.
that's too-
So, Shabinsky and Violet hear distantly, Skeleton Warriors!
So,
You have no context for what he's just said.
It's the old parlor game. Moderately advanced Dungeons and Skeletons.
What are you going to do with this information?
go have a look at what the German is having a fit about.
Okay, you're
Obviously.
gonna go have a look at what the German is talking about. Let me get the initiative up for no particular reason, because we are in initiative. We are in initiative now. Daniel has 12.
Guess who's going first?
You certainly are most likely, because you are extremely fast.
Oh yeah. As always.
Alright, Daniel, 12.
Mid goes first. Daniel gets the kills. That's how we do.
Well,
it.
you can certainly.
His name is.
What?
No,
His name is what?
it's not Daniel.
Yeah, it is.
And
Daniel always gets the kills. That's how this whole thing is
They
set.
are. Ooh, that's their speed, is it? Right. Okay, so it's your turn. You have just noticed these ambling skeletons, and you have shouted a warning. What are you going to do?
You said that there's like a Roman soldier with like
He has a sword.
I was about to say
The
like, he
remnants
does
of
have-
it's
he
a
does
very
have a sword.
it's a very old and rusty sword, but
Yeah, I bet. Is there something that is like outside of that sword that is could be used as some kind of like club or something? Like a blunt kind of weapon? Is there like maybe because it's a Dicicide, is there some kind of like a hammer, like a sledgehammer or something?
yes, there is a discarded sledgehammer not
like
too
it. I would
far
like
away
to-
from you.
I would like to grab that and then run after the skeleton warriors to help my friends.
You won't be able to attack one of them this turn, but you will start.
Oh,
You grabbed the
I get it.
sledgehammer and you started running towards them.
Cool.
Victor, you heard the shout of skeleton warriors,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and you are going to head which way are you heading towards, Schmidt?
Whichever's fastest. I would
You can either
actually
go through the
probably
buildings
Go out,
you've already been
go
through.
through out from E and go out there, since it'll give me.
You're not going to go
most
through G or
movement.
H then.
I don't want to get stuck.
Okay, so
In
you
a
exit
wall.
out.
Sorry, Kiko, just for me, could you tell me which entrance are the skeletons going
They
into?
are they are, you know, from that rubble thing on the right. They are
Where
going.
J-
They are
wait,
going.
on the right.
Yeah, by K.
By K, I thought by J. Okay.
No, the rubble, the rubble that you were just examining. They are going north from there and into the eastbound entrance into H.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got it.
That's the way they're going in, you think?
Okay.
So you're going to head out of E on the west, and you're going to then head towards I take it.
Checkmate.
Okay, you're doing that. Daniel, you haven't heard anything, and Victor is leaving the building and heading outside.
Well, Victor might have mentioned that.
Yeah,
he was
it'd be kind of
upset.
silly if you
Yeah,
just didn't say anything. So
I was
I'm
waiting
gonna
for you
follow
to
him.
say that you'd mentioned.
I mean,
that
it
something
would be totally in character
Well,
for
I mean-
Stravinsky to just do that, but
Stravinsky's all about communication.
No. If you told him you're going to follow him out.
Yep.
Okay. The skeletons. Ooh, the skeletons move relatively quickly. Violet. I'd like you, as you're glancing around, you catch movement in the rooms you were just in, and I'd like you to make me a sanity roll, please.
All right. 42.
42. That's a pass. You don't suffer any sanity loss from seeing a group of 5 ambulatory skeletons approaching you, armed
Nice.
with ancient Roman weaponry. Mythos roll for me,
I'll take
please.
it. Mythos roll for the.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. Oh no, I got fucking 75.
These are these should not be alive, and yet they are alive. This is
That's,
unusual. This is weird.
That's a solid inference.
Yes, they are approaching you.
Well,
With intent.
3 of
who
them
am
are.
I?
3 of them
Where,
are.
where are my relatives to other people in them?
You are in E. They are just about to they are just entering into G. Your 2 friends have exited E and are they exit through the west exit. You have Angus with you, and you think Schmidt is at I. You don't know he's moved.
Okay. So how far away are they in, like, roughly?
They are roughly about 15 to 20 feet away from you.
All right. So I got to draw my sword, and I probably want to go to the others, because if it's the case that my weapon is the only thing that can hurt them, then I need to be with them so I can help them.
Okay, right. You're gonna follow the rest of them. Angus takes a look at the skeletons. Oh dear. Angus fails his sanity roll. Angus only loses 3 sanity and has no mythos roll to roll on. You are not familiar with some of the swear words of the people of Cannich, but you presume that he just exclaimed one. And
Did he say, like, oh no, how terrible, but, like, Scottishly?
And no, it's
Although
definitely.
he might just be practicing geography, as I've learned that there are 2 towns named Twat in Scotland.
So he follows you very quickly, going, "Those, no, what the hell's going on?" That's about what he gets out. He's not armed with anything, so initiative goes back round.
hi.
Schmidt, you have emerged into H, whereupon you are behind the skeletons. They
I
do
am
not.
behind the
They
skeletons, okay.
you do not. They do not know that you are there.
Okay, so the skeletons. Do I see if any of my friends are around?
They're not in the room you're in. They're not in the room the skeletons are in.
This is
and
room E, right?
You are in room H.
Oh, H. Okay, yeah.
You
How
can.
many skeletons is it?
There are 5.
Jeez, what do they have? Like swords and
They are
stuff?
armed with swords predominantly. One of them is armed.
Okay.
One of them is armed with what looks to be the remnants of a just basically a bit of masonry that they've picked up that looks really stout.
How fast do they move? Do they move like human speed?
They move pretty much the same speed as you do, I think. Yeah, you think they
So
move about your
human
speed?
speed.
They are
Okay.
they are pretty agile for having no muscles.
Okay,
You can't explain how they're moving without muscles.
makes sense.
Dude, that's what people see when they look at me too, dude.
Okay.
Uh.
Should I be brave or should I be smart?
Well, I can't
Let's
make that
be-
decision for you.
Let's be brave. Are they walking in like a line or so on since they're heading north, right, to the G room?
You can get your Luger and shoot
They're
through
actually
all
in
of
a
them.
sort of bunch.
Oh, okay. So there's none that's like kind of like trailing behind a little bit.
There's one that's a little bit behind the others, but
Okay.
there's no chance that you're going to hit that one and the others won't notice.
No, that's I know. I'm not going for stealth here. Okay, I'm gonna try and basically sprint and that last one. Try to hit it with my hammer and then sprint past to the west through the western exit of H.
Ooh.
Basically a hit and run.
A
God.
drive-by thump.
A drive-by thumping, exactly.
Fuck.
To do that, you'd have to go through the western exit of G. Because you're going from H to G. So you'd hit them and then go out of G. Otherwise,
Wait,
you're
why am I going
backtracking
from
on.
H to G?
You're in H now. They're in G.
Oh, sorry, the skeleton. I thought they were at like the in H and moving. Okay,
No, they're in
yes.
G and they're going to move to
Yeah,
E.
no. Then yes, then I would run in, hit the last one, and then move to the west outside,
Okay.
like in G, the west.
What I need to do then, if you're going to move into the next room and attack, is I need to find out the average roll for a blunt weapon because you don't have any skill in it.
I don't.
This would be the large club skill I'm going with. So, large club, yeah, that is a base of 25%. So you are going to rush in and strike at this thing. Miss wildly. Basically, you have, when you've rushed forward, you've not taken into account in your swing the momentum from your charge. You're not used to that. So you've missed wildly. And I'm going to roll, for you trying to get away, like your nimble thing, I'm going to do it as dodge.
Yeah, 80%.
Yeah, that's
Come
no
on.
problem for you. You miss, but you manage to compensate. You quickly realise your swing isn't going to work, and you disengage through the exit in G. They have noticed you, though.
Oh, I bet. Okay,
They-
I run out of G and I shout, "They know I'm where I am.
Yeah,
They know where I am."
Victor, you're out. Roughly around.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're out of the building with everyone else. Schmidt has emerged out of G. He's armed with a sledgehammer.
He's shouting.
I consider
loudly.
myself a bit of a knight. Can I go to F and attack H?
Sadly, you don't have the ability to jump over scenery.
It wa-
No.
okay.
Did I sanity?
You haven't
Or have I-
seen you
I haven't seen them yet.
you haven't seen them. You didn't you didn't turn round.
Okay, well, I hear where the German wailing is coming from, so Zeminski's trying to sort of come out E and keep some distance to where the noise is, so in
Okay.
case he doesn't want anything coming around the corner. And
No, that's
bombing him.
fine. You're sort of in the middle of the area of buildings.
And just also, which weapons did we bring? Any? All of them?
You only have the sword, and you have 2 elephant guns and the revolver that Daniel has.
Zeminski has one of the elephant guns,
I
right?
believe so.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can get a bead on anything around the corner then.
Are you waiting for an opportunity to fire at something?
Depends if I can see Smith or not.
You can definitely see Schmidt. Schmidt has emerged from the building. So,
Okay, so he's not in any immediate
you're not
danger
going
that
to,
I
unless
need
you
to-
miss absolutely wildly, you're not going to hit him. There's no guarantee that you won't.
No,
miss
I just
absolutely
mean
wildly.
if Smith is out of sight, Stravinsky would worry about him. And
An
go
average roll,
and
you
and
shouldn't
rush.
hit him.
No, I mean he's just if he couldn't see Smith, he'd be worried and go and try and help him. But now that he has
can see
time
him.
and Smith seems safe, he's waiting until to get a good shot at
Daniel.
whatever it is.
You're roughly where Victor and the others are. You have a pistol.
Is there any sort of blunt sort of bricks or rocks around that would be any good?
No, not where you are. You're in the middle of an area with no particular rubble or excavation work has taken place. There's nothing suitable for you.
Can I move? Can I move somewhere maybe that has maybe
The
some
best
bigger
place
rocks,
you could
or-
try and look for something would be the building behind you which is D. You could try looking there.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it because I don't think gun's gonna do very much.
No,
but
probably-
maybe a big rock. A big
Yeah,
rock might.
right, so you're going to go there, you're going to have a look for something. That's basically going to be your turn. You're going to be scavenging to see if you can find something.
Sure.
The skeletons emerge, and since Daniel is not in eyesight of them, he doesn't have to roll sanity. You do, however, Stravinsky, because you've not seen them yet. So,
I mean,
you
I've lived
fail.
with one my entire life.
Yeah, but it's been in you, and not walking around of its own free will trying to kill people. You fail. You suffer
Aw.
3 points of sanity loss from seeing an ambulatory skeleton, and I will roll a mythos roll for you.
So,
So
I'm
you-
currently at 43.
You're at 43 now.
Okay.
You pass.
What?
You pass the
Oh
mythos
boy.
roll.
Oh boy.
You know that these things have been animated through some foul magic. The best way you know that the skeletons animated this way are exceptionally durable, and the only way there's no guaranteed way to chip away at them because their bones will just reform. You either utterly obliterate them and thus sever the magic that keeps them animated, or they just keep coming.
Can I do an English roll to try and communicate this to people? This poultry magic?
It's
Or am I fine with that?
You're fine with that. You're basically you can basically very quickly say to people that you need to utterly destroy them.
What's the estimate on the elephant gun to the skull of a dude?
Well, how it works mechanically is that they don't have hit points. They have a percentage chance to be destroyed based on the damage you deal to them.
Ah, so the elephant gun should be able to.
Unfortunately, certain things like impaling weapons have a penalty to the damage because they're skeletons.
Well,
That's
elephant
why
gun
I
is
grabbed
basically
a
make
sledgehammer.
massive hole in something, right? So
That
if you
is
get
true,
one in the
but the
skull or the spine, it's
That is
just-
true, but it can just reform. You only deal. You have a lesser chance to hit. It's
Well, it
it's
can
a-
reform broken bones.
Yeah.
Even okay, so not.
you
just if they're
basically have a
scattered, but-
basically have a half chance to hit with the gun.
Okay, that I accept that.
That-
I don't understand, but I accept it.
You have half chance, but the damage will still be normal.
Okay, but
So-
it'll reform if.
It will
Oh, I see.
reform.
No, I
yeah,
think I get it.
Each
yeah.
point of damage is an increased percentage when I roll
So
it.
what we're rolling for is whether or not I do critical damage to kill it, not whether or not it goes pop and
Yes,
then reassembles.
because you
Okay.
pass your mythos roll. That's how you know it. I'm just explaining the
Okay.
mechanics to you there.
Yeah, I just approached it wrong. Okay, well,
I'm destroying the mystery.
plan
Oh,
still still stands.
Yep. Well. Okay.
Overwatch.
They're moving to. They're actually trying to charge you.
Oops.
Because they're basically moving up to charge. They will be at you next round.
Stravinsky will aim for the spine if possible.
You shooting now? Because you basically held your thing to shoot.
Well, if I can. I mean,
Yeah, make a shot.
I didn't realize I could see the. Okay, yeah, sure.
No, they moved
sorry.
out. You were waiting for a
Okay,
shot. Right,
roll me.
you have rolled. You have hit. Now I need to check the damage on the elephant gun because the elephant gun has a beefy hit. Of course, if you deal enough damage, you can just instantly splatter one of them. You know they hide the damage for weapons halfway through the skills section.
It's wonderful. I thought there would be a reference sheet or something.
3d6 plus 4. Ooh, that's not a great roll. 6, 7, 10, 14. Your shot definitely hits. You get the ribs.
Oh, nice.
So 4 times
I like ribs.
14. What you do is your shot just goes straight through the ribcage. And at first, the whole top half of the skeleton collapses. And then just floats straight back up. Repositions itself. And the bits of bone that the ribcage you blasted out, most of them, because some of them have just been disintegrated, float back to where they were, and it's as if you barely shot it.
Alas.
It's a fine hit, but it just wasn't enough. This kind of is horrifying to you, because you thought, this thing mincemeats people, and you've seen it do that, but this skeleton doesn't.
It was a miss from the spine that he aimed at, so ribs aren't that important if you don't have guts to keep in. Spine is, though.
You go round in the initiative. It's Violet. You emerged out, didn't you? With the others?
I was going to the others.
Yeah, you're with the others. The skeletons are charging forward. You've just seen one of them have its top half blasted off and open and then mostly reform.
I gotta test a swing.
You're gonna go up and swing.
Sword, if the sword can kill one, that's basically the best weapon we got.
Alright, you're gonna roll sword. Move forward, roll me large blade sword as you charge forward.
13. An unlucky
Ooh,
number.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Roll me some damage, which I believe is D8 plus your strength bonus if you have one.
I have a melee bonus.
You
yes.
do, so D4 add D1. Oh, D4 add D8, sorry.
4 add D8.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, it's D8 is your the sword's attack, and D4 is your damage bonus.
Cool. All right. Total is 8.
Total
which
is
exactly
8.
modal. No, it's not. It's 2 above modal.
Well, you charge forward, shouting an ancient and half-muddled Latin battle cry, and
Romans go the house.
and you smash it straight in the head.
Yay!
The skull splinters and cracks. The body of the skeleton collapses, and it moves no more. Its sword clattering to the ground. The momentary
I'm the president. You got to protect me.
the momentary buzz of victory in battle is quickly quelled by the fact that you are now surrounded by 4 sinister-looking skeletons that have all taken notice of the fact that you felled one of their own.
Did they say skeletal sounds of concern?
They don't say anything, funnily enough.
They're like, oh no, that was Kevin.
It is Schmidt's turn. While there is 4 skeletons remaining, there is also a Violet right next to them.
German processing.
This moral dilemma has slain the Schmidt.
Oh, sorry, say again?
It's your turn.
Yeah.
Violet has charged forth into melee combat and felled one of the skeletons.
Oh, yeah, I heard
She is
that.
now surrounded by 4 skeletons.
Well, I will try to help her by rushing into combat as well.
You will
and
also rush into combat.
Yes, and going for the, I don't know, most brittle-looking skeleton.
Ah, the one that's already been shot at by Stravinsky, then.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll try to take that one out.
Ooh, you got a 4.
That's good.
Well, that means that not only did you hit, but I'm also going to put a check mark on your skill in large club.
I'd like to point out that I'm very strong, so I get a good damage.
You do. Specifically, it is large club brackets sledgehammer.
Nice.
You are particularly strong. Yes, you get a damage bonus.
Hammer time.
Ooh, and you rolled pretty well, too. Following in Violet's footsteps, you decide to go for the same trick. Your sledgehammer doesn't just shatter the skull, however. The sheer force of your blow goes straight through the rest of the skeleton as well.
Nice.
And it just disintegrates under the sheer force of your blow and is no more.
I
Fucking
shout
Bud
out, that's
Spencer
how
the
it's
shit
done,
out
meine
of
Freunde.
There is now only 3 of them.
Nice.
Victor.
I
There
end
are
my
no-
turn with success.
There are now 3 skeletons and 2 of your friends amongst them.
Is it not Daniel first?
Yeah, it's my go. Isn't it?
You both have 12.
Go for it, son.
You could... So you're both sort of going at the same time.
Oh, can we do combo move?
Not quite, but if it's your choice. If you want Daniel to go before you, it's fine.
Go for it, son.
Did I find anything in the rubble?
Yes, you did find something in the rubble. You have found a very stout bit of, you know, the basically you found a slightly larger sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer's of unusual size.
You found it.
Alright. I can use that. Am I close enough to batter a nearby skeleton?
You'd have to charge forward.
Charge it is.
All right,
Will
charge.
this great doctoring aid him in his fight of
No,
the anatomy?
you swing forth with the sledgehammer, but like Schmidt, you underestimate the force of your swing.
Oh, was I not rolling myself?
Oh yeah.
No, it's fine. You've done it now, but I'll do it next time.
Sorry. You can roll actually.
No, you've done it, so I don't want to undo the
35
roll,
you
but
got.
I'll do
I was
it.
on autopilot there. I have ruined everything.
Kitty.
No. If there is a cat here, the cat would just end the combat immediately, or the skeletons would be like, "It is cat." But Daniel, Victor. Victor has been slain by cat.
Yes, sorry. No, I was just she was being
I
Nando's.
was on autopilot there, Ben. Apologies for that.
I'll take the most threatening
Sorry.
skeleton, either the one with the most threatening weapon or the one closest to whoever.
The one closest is probably the one you're going to be going for.
Okay.
That is a hit. That's a lot more damage this time.
Something falls down after that hit.
Yeah, that skeleton, you aim at that skeleton, this time knowing how to alter your aim. You aim a little bit further down. And
Break its hips.
you smash straight through the bottom of the spine. And the skeleton crumples in on itself and collapses, and it is no more.
Last
Damn, the
hit.
skeleton's going down.
But there are still 2 more of them, and they get to act now. And they are going to strike once at Violet, and I'm going to roll a odds for one, evens the other, and once at Daniel. So the one aimed at Violet. Ooh, Violet, you might want to try and dodge here, because that was a pretty good blow.
I always dodge, don't I?
Uh,
Do you not dodge by default, or is it?
I thought dodge is an action.
You have to declare if you're going to dodge, because you can only dodge one attack a round. So
Okay, yeah. So wait, but you're allowed to declare whether or not you want to dodge, like after you know how serious it's going to be.
I declare bankruptcy.
Well, you have to. Yeah, usually, because you basically like, he's attacking. Are you gonna dodge? And I rolled. Do you want to dodge? Because this unlike a bullet, you know if somebody looks like they're probably gonna hit you with a sword imminently. It's like this person is aiming
I'm
to
gonna
swing
dodge.
at you. You gotta dodge. Roll me
I'm gonna
dodge.
Oh shit! It's a 2, boys.
You got a 2.
Fast on the feet.
So what
How
pretty
do you-
much
Fuck.
what happens is this person is swinging straight down at you, and remembering your fencing lessons from your tutor, you dart back a little and parry the blow with your sword.
I like that.
So you
Better-
do it
better-
with
better
you
parry
do
than dodge,
you do
good
it with
counterattack.
you do it with style.
Right.
Daniel,
I get panache
do
points.
you wish to try and dodge?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Good idea. Roll your dodge skill. Your dodge is quite good.
97, so that'd be a no.
Fortunately, it missed. You dodge out of the way
Phew.
of a blow that was going to go a bit wide anyway, but you feel a little safer in the knowledge that you were definitely out of the way of it, and a little bit further back from the skeleton, so if there was another one, it wouldn't be able to strike back at you, but there are only 2. Violet. This skeleton is actually reeling a little from your deft parry.
I'm gonna hit him.
You're going to go for it.
I'm gonna. drive and hit you with my sword.
Roll lodge sword.